Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakak. Yahweh being the true powerful name of the Heavenly Father, which means He is. Yahweh Shai being the true name of His only begotten Son, which means He saves. The one of the people in this world, inwardly called Jesus Christ. By Hashem, in the name, Rakak, Holy Spirit. I want to give double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, along with the bishops, regional heads, and elders who rule well. Citations and much love to the rest of you, sincere, Akim, pushing word and truth and sincerity, along with the new brothers and new sisters that are listening and learning in all sincerity and silenceness as well. It's the cleric Azar coming at you with another lesson. I am continuing my lot to bring you my ongoing series. From excerpts of Hollywood, This Factory of Perverseness, another observation of predictive programming, how art imitates life and vice versa. Just a reminder, the purpose of my videos is to show correlations. A correlation is an observation of a mutual relationship or connection between two or more things. I use movies to extract or extrapolate a narrative. I'm not glorifying the Hollywood culture or life. I have a wide knowledge of films, whether they be foreign or domestic, and I just use them as an example to bring out those similarities and those correlations. The quote, Cecil B. DeMille, the greatest source of material for motion pictures is the Bible. Not sure what I'll be calling this lesson, but I'll be bringing out, pretty much getting to the end of this particular documentary from Glenn Kenny, titled Global Warmings, and a documentary based on end of the world and dystopian films, end of the world scenarios. Let me go let him talk, and I'm gonna go ahead and bring out some scriptures here. I may stop and pause along the way too if need be.
Also from 1972 is Silent Running. It's the film directed by the special effects artist Douglas Trumbull, in which Bruce Dern is the last guy looking after the final ecosystem of the Earth.
Space convoy on a strange voyage, carrying a rare cargo. The forests, the plants, the growing things doomed to extinction on Earth.
Because Earth is no longer able to support ecosystems, there's now this giant spaceship that contains forests and plants and gardens, and he's the one guy looking after it. Now, if you know the temperament of the characters Bruce Dern tended to play in the 1970s, you understand that in this film he's going to be a little stressed out.
You can't blow up this forest.
Phase 4 is the only...
All right. I had to actually go back and watch the... I had to go back and actually read the Wikipedia, because out of all the films in this particular documentary, this is actually one of the ones I've actually seen. As a matter of fact, what happened was I saw the movie Moon, and it was one of the films that, if it wasn't IMDb, it was probably Wikipedia that suggested to check out Silent Running. And like this, Glenn said, it came out in 1972, directed by Douglas Trumbull. And I had to double check this. Yeah, Douglas Trumbull just died like 2 years ago. All right. He was a film director and a visual effects supervisor. He actually created scenes in 2001, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Star Trek: The Motion Picture, Blade Runner, and The Tree of Life. And he also helped out. His father was a aerospace engineer who also had worked on creating visual effects for the 1939 movie The Wizard of Oz. So I wouldn't. Let me hate to say it. I'm gonna throw this out here. I know there's a lot of speculation behind the moon landing. Okay, and if you see, there's that one clip that's out there on the internet about I think it's Neil Armstrong, one of the astronauts coming down off the capsule, and that light hitting him in the back of his space gear. So you know it's on a set. And this guy was also the same guy that worked on 2001, The Space Odyssey, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Star Trek: The Motion Picture, as well as Blade Runner. I met actors on all those films. All right, the astronauts in 2001, Lance Henriksen on Close Encounters, and most of the crew of Star Trek Motion Picture, as well as Edward James Olmos from Blade Runner. All right, and boy, I tell you what, this guy was his skill was kind of captivating, you know. Especially when if you ever seen 2001, hate to get off topic, but if you ever seen 2001, but when they show you that that scene when they're on the moon, it looks very similar to what you actually see in the clips of the actual moon landing. All right. And also, and I know I mentioned this before, you can also check out the movie Diamonds Are Forever, James Bond, with Sean Connery playing Bond for one of the last times. There's a scene where he actually jumps onto a he's running from somebody or one of the spies or whatever, and he jumps on one of the sets, and it's actually a moon landing set. Okay, all right. Let's get into this Wikipedia thing, because as you can see in this particular story, Silent Running, the Earth has gotten so bad that the forest and all the greenery has to actually leave the planet. All right, until they can find a way to fix the planet. It's always something, Esau Edom's been doing to the planet that makes him, have to do something else. Okay. All right. Let's read the plot here. In the future, all plant life on Earth has become extinct from an unexplained cause. I think we already know what the unexplained cause is. It's Esau Edom doing what he's doing, deforestation and so forth. As many specimens as possible have been preserved in a series of enormous greenhouse-like geodesic domes attached to a large cargo spaceships forming part of a fleet of 8 American airline space freighters stationed outside the orbit of Saturn. Freeman Law, one of the 4 crewmen, is the resident botanist and ecologist on one of these ships. If I haven't said so, spoiler alert. Okay, the ship is called the Valley Forge, and that was also the same winter encampment that George Washington was stationed at. All right, he carefully maintains a variety of plants for their eventual return to Earth and the reforestation of the planet. You see that? All right. Thwada Yahweh Shemal Shah, that I use that terminology because that's what has happened on this particular planet. There's been what is called deforestation. Okay, a lot of the trees have been cut down. They show you that in that film Avatar. And the first Avatar, where they were cutting down all the trees and so forth. They were trying to get to the wow, is that tree called the Tree of Life as well? I can't remember, but that one tree that all the what are those things called? The aliens were trying to communicate with. It was in part 1 and the latest one, The Way of the Water. But I just brought this out in my last lesson. I'm gonna get it again. All right, destroy them which destroy the earth. Revelations 11:18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. Okay, so that's what's going to happen. And you can also refer to Obadiah 1:18 as well. All right, and there shall be no remaining of the house of Esau. Okay, because look at the things he's doing, and you can't say, the blacks, Native Americans, Latinos, you Jakes, which make up the lost tribes of Israel, you can't say that we're the ones doing it. All right, we're not the ones going over South America and stuff like that. And I've been to South America, and I tell you what, when you're out down in South America too, and I'm talking Colombia, I'm talking about even as far as southwestern South America, because I've been to Cali. It's almost like you drive through the streets, and that in Medellin as well. You drive through the streets, and like the amount of greenery that is around, and your breathing is just so much better. It's almost like the grass and the trees are almost a majority, and the taxis and the motorcycles, those are the minority. It's like it's more the grass and also I definitely the water Yahweh Shem Shah for refreshing my memory as well. I remember the first time I was in Colombia. I went to a city called Pereira, and you can actually see. I've never seen cloud formations like this. And I mean, it was almost like the clouds were like big bundles of like cotton balls in the air. Like I know we see cloud formations here in America, but it's like down South America. It's like, oh man, it's like a whole nother layout. I should say. Like if you were like painting. So it's something. Let me get back to this Wikipedia thing. I'm sorry, it's lucky to get off. So I just touch on that topic of deforestation versus reforestation. Okay. All right, back to this character. He spends most of his time in the domes, cultivating the crops and attending to the animal life. The crew of each ship receives orders to jettison and destroy the domes and return the freighters to commercial service. After 4 of the 6 Valley Forge domes are jettisoned and destroyed with nuclear charges, Lau rebels and opts to save his ships, plants, and animals. He kills. Well, you got to go check this out itself. You know, this kind of film deserves a second watch by me. I was kind of hard on it in the beginning because maybe I'm just used to Bruce Dern and other particular films. He's also the cat in Django, who was one of Django's first masters. He's also in one of the last Quentin Tarantino films, Hateful Eight. All right, but let me see. I try to refresh my memory here on Bruce Dern. Oh, he's in Hang 'em High, yeah. He's in Posse too. No. I'm thinking. When I see Posse, I'm thinking of Mary Van Peebles. No, there's another movie called Posse. Oh, he's in Black Sunday. Okay. But yeah, he's in a countless number of films over the years. Oh yeah, he's also in The Burbs. Yeah, I like that film. Okay, but yeah, that's one thing about Esau Edom. He's always infatuated with space. Ultimately, he wants to not only get his birthright back, but he wants to get the inheritance as the firstborn son. But that inheritance and the blessing, went to Jacob, which in turn, his name was changed to Israel, which also became the patriarch of the Israelites. All right, or the 12 tribes of Israel, you blacks, Native Americans, Latinos. So all those particular planets out there, you know, the New Testament speaks of Yahushua saying many mansions. All right, those are going to be given unto, starting off with the elect of Israel. Okay, the first fruits, or the 144,000, as stated in Revelation 7 chapter. Okay, but yeah, this movie might get a second watch for me. Sometimes it's kind of hard to go back to watch films from the 70s and so forth. Oh, see the production. All right, I was just mentioning this in the beginning of my video. Trumbull was involved with creating effects for 2001. Didn't I say that? All right, whose director, Stanley Kubrick, had wanted that film's Stargate sequence to be about Saturn. However, technical difficulties prevented completion of the sequence and special effects within the limited time available. The Saturn idea was scrapped, and Kubrick substituted Jupiter instead. Trumbull developed the sequence after production and was recreated for Saturn in silent running. Okay, interesting. Didn't know that. Okay. Something to put out there. Yeah, but hey, this is actually what's currently happening. You know, even I was going to mention even the ants down in South America are a lot bigger than the ants in America. I went to go put my suitcase in a taxi when I got to Colombia one time. And I had to ask the girl that I was with, I was like, oh my God, hormigas, because that's how you say ants in Spanish. It's like, oh, hormigas es muy grande. I was like, oh my God, it's really big, you know. Everything about anything outside of Babylon the Great, aka America, so much better, you know. I had a friend of mine from France, we were out in Vegas earlier last year, and he was sitting there eating his food. He goes, the mon Dieu, the food here in America it's terrible. You know, it's so interesting. I think what it is we're taught that America, Babylon Great, is just so great and everything. But now that it's all this tailspin, it's like, and now that, you know, social media has is almost like throwing out so much truth out there, and it spells out lies too, but it spelled out so much truth about what's going on here in America that so many people are waking up, and that's another proof that we're getting closer to the famine of hearing the word. All right, because it's getting to a point where, you know, and I don't have any kids, but anyone that does have kids and does subscribe to my channel knows, you know, you have a kid that's lying to you, he has to continue to tell more lies to cover up the first lie. All right, and that's what's currently happening. All right, but this particular planet, it's the whole planet needs a refreshing, you know, from the water, the land, and the air. Okay, and that's only going to happen once Yahushua comes back. to set up his kingdom on earth. Okay. All right. This is a pretty simple video here. I just we're closing up on this documentary here. This one and the last films that this individual was bringing out, and it's actually one of the few films that I actually saw before the documentary even came out. So I just wanted to share that. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua, who gives me the strength and the spirit to continue to strive and endure in these last days. Shalom to the hopeful elect, and on to the next video.